Hey there, fellow travelers! Ready for the adventure of a lifetime? A Eurotrip can be an incredible experience without breaking the bank. In this guide, we'll dive into tips and tricks to plan an unforgettable Eurotrip on a budget. From choosing the right destinations to finding cheap eats and free attractions, we've got you covered. Whether you're a student backpacker, a family looking for an affordable vacation, or just someone who loves a good deal, this guide will help you make your European dreams a reality. So grab your passport, put on your comfiest walking shoes, and let's start planning that budget-friendly Eurotrip you've always wanted. Let's get started. When planning your Eurotrip, the first step is deciding where to go and when. Consider traveling during the shoulder season, April to mid-June or September to October for cheaper flights, accommodation, and fewer crowds. Avoid peak summer months, July and August, when prices skyrocket. Mix popular cities like Paris, London, and Rome with more affordable ones like Prague, Budapest, or Krakow. For Western Europe, cities like Seville, Porto, or Lisbon offer great value. It's often cheaper to fly into major hubs like London or Frankfurt, and then use budget airlines or trains to hop between countries. Plan a route that minimizes backtracking to save on transportation costs. For example, start in London. Take the Eurostar to Paris, then head east to Berlin, Prague, and Budapest before flying home. Accommodation can eat up a big chunk of your travel budget, but with some savvy choices, you can save a ton. First up, hostels. Modern hostels offer a range of options, from dorm-style rooms to private rooms with en-suite bathrooms. They're often centrally located and provide great opportunities to meet fellow travelers. Websites like hostelworld.com are great for finding and booking hostels across Europe. If you prefer more privacy, consider apartment rentals through platforms like Airbnb or VRBO. These can be especially cost-effective if you're traveling with a group or staying in one place for a week or more. For those on a super tight budget, don't overlook couchsurfing. This platform connects travelers with locals who offer free accommodation in their homes. Lastly, consider staying in smaller towns or suburbs just outside major cities. For example, instead of staying in central Amsterdam, look at nearby Haarlem. Getting around Europe doesn't have to cost a fortune. Europe's rail network is extensive and often the most comfortable way to travel between cities. Look into rail passes like Eurail if you're planning to cover a lot of ground. For shorter distances, buses are a great option. Companies like Flixbus offer extensive routes across Europe at very competitive prices. Don't overlook budget airlines for longer distances. Companies like Ryanair, EasyJet, and Wizz Air offer incredibly cheap flights between European cities. Just be aware of their strict baggage policies and often out-of-town airports. Embrace public transportation within cities. Most European cities have excellent metro, bus, or tram systems. Look for multi-day passes that offer unlimited rides. They're usually great value. And don't forget about bike-sharing programs. Cities like Amsterdam, Copenhagen, and Paris have extensive bike lanes. Walking is free, of course, and often the best way to discover hidden gems in any city. One of the joys of traveling in Europe is the amazing food, but dining out for every meal can quickly drain your budget. Embrace local markets and supermarkets for picnic lunches. Street food is another budget-friendly option that lets you taste authentic local flavors. When you do eat at restaurants, look for lunch specials. Many places offer set menus at lunchtime that are significantly cheaper than dinner prices. In Spain, for example, look for Menú del Día, a fixed-price lunch that usually includes multiple courses and a drink. Don't forget about self-catering if you're staying in an apartment or hostel with kitchen facilities. Cooking a few meals yourself can save a lot of money. It's also a fun way to engage with local culture. Try recreating local dishes with ingredients from the market. And remember, in many European countries, tap water is safe to drink. Carrying a reusable water bottle can save you a surprising amount over the course of your trip. Europe is brimming with world-class attractions, but entrance fees can add up quickly. Many of Europe's most impressive cathedrals and churches are free to enter. Parks and gardens are another great way to experience a city's culture without spending a dime. Free walking tours have become popular in many European cities. These tours, usually led by knowledgeable local guides, operate on a tip-based system. Many museums and galleries have free admission days or evenings. The Louvre in Paris is free on the first Saturday of each month from 6 p.m. to 9:45 p.m. In London, world-class museums like the British Museum, National Gallery, and Tate Modern are always free. Do some research before your trip to take advantage of these opportunities. Even when there's an entrance fee, many places offer student discounts, so always carry your student ID if you have one. Now that we've covered the big stuff like accommodation and transportation, let's dive into some general money-saving tips that can make a big difference in your overall budget. Avoid changing money at airports or tourist areas where rates are usually poor. Instead, use ATMs to withdraw local currency as needed. Look for a bank card that doesn't charge foreign transaction fees. Take advantage of city tourist cards. Many European cities offer these cards, which include free public transportation and entry to multiple attractions. Look for free events and festivals. Europe is full of cultural events, many of which are free. Don't underestimate the value of just wandering. Some of the best travel experiences cost nothing at all. Well, fellow travelers, we've covered a lot of ground in this guide to budget-friendly Euro trips. From choosing the right destinations and finding affordable accommodation to saving on food and attractions, you now have a toolkit full of tips to make your European adventure both memorable and affordable. The most important thing is to start planning. The earlier you start, the more opportunities you'll have to snag great deals on flights and accommodation. Begin by deciding on your must-visit destinations and plotting out a rough itinerary. Be flexible. Sometimes the best experiences come from unexpected detours or last-minute changes of plan. Don't forget to do your research. Each country in Europe has its own unique customs, tipping practices, and money-saving opportunities. So, what are you waiting for? Start dreaming, start planning, and make that budget-friendly Euro trip a reality. Bon voyage!